right, Gary, your speech, go ahead. We're all waiting for it.
4 score and 7 years.
We're gonna be here a while, huh?
That's how long my dad worked here. 4 score.
That's about right.
It was 39 years. Yeah. You doing all right? He left just shy of 40 years. He was here 39 years and like 6 months. So.
If I remember, I kept trying to talk him into staying at like 6 to make it 40. He
Yeah.
was with
They do everybody that way.
That's everybody.
We always thought he'd be a door greeter once he retired. Because man, you talk about, he was Dodge to the T.
He was. He still is.
Oh, he is.
He still
is. He is.
Well, I don't have a speech, but I'll welcome you guys again. I appreciate every one of you showing up, helping us to recognize this. It's a big deal for the folks here at the plant. Certainly a big deal, I feel like, for the community, because we don't want people to leave here injured and not be able to go home to their families. And we've got a pretty good track record. I've said this before. These guys have heard it till they're sick of it. In my role, you know that you're not going to be able to celebrate this year after year after year. So it's not a matter of if somebody gets injured.
Right.
It's a matter of when somebody gets injured. And then it's a matter of how minor can it be, right? So that's the goal. That is the goal. So every time he calls me and I see it on my phone, I panic. Right?
Something wrong?
So we've been engaged in this process. The plant's always been pretty safe, but in the last 12 plus years, it has been progressively more and more and more safe. And it is a culture. It is a culture here. And it's a culture within all of Dodge, not just this plant, but these guys and the folks that you may have opportunity to meet when we grab some food later. I think you will see that culture that's been a great part of us being able to achieve certain milestones, this being one of them. So, again, thank y'all for coming, helping us recognize this and celebrate with us. So, any of you have, I hope some of you got some words for us, probably be more meaningful than mine. So,
I'll give you what we were talking about as I came in. You talked about culture. And one of the things I tell people is culture is the collective behavior of leadership. When you think about that, what's important to leadership? If it's safety, then everyone's going to focus on it. So I'll applaud also everyone in here for that extra emphasis. So it really comes from you.
That's right. Even the employees out on the floor. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think you're right. And it's not just the leadership team at this plant, it is the leadership team of all of Dodge that has driven this for the last several years to the level that's allowed us to achieve these milestones.
I know y'all have a great reputation in the community.
That's good.
That is good.
It is good.
Really good.
You know, when you look, and I stand up and I tell people, you know, I'm a product of the Hawkins County school system, but when it gets down to it, I'm also a product of Dodge, and of course, old TRW. I mean, my dad worked here for 39 years, my mom worked at TRW for, gosh, I don't know, 35 or
36 years.
And so when I come to Dodge, I'm just going to, I feel at home. I mean, this is like, because when I was growing up, you know, we were always doing stuff with Dodge and going here and going there, coming here, and so anytime I can come back, I'm game. Just tell me when, because it is. I think, my goodness, I hold Dodge, and I would not be where I'm at. I'll just tell you without Dodge, and of course that's come through many names over the years, but you know, the old Dodge Reliance. I mean, without Dodge, I am not standing here. I don't know where I'd be, but it's as much has to do with where I ended up, because you know, Dodge was our livelihood in TRW. So I can't say enough that how much I appreciate the organization, how much I appreciate the people that have worked here over the years that kept the lights on and kept it running. I mean, that's a big deal for our community. And I mean, Dodge has been a really good partner with Hawkins County throughout the years, and hopefully for years to come. And now it's funny, I walk through and I see people that work at Dodge. Now it's kids that I remember coming through city school, and I realize I'm getting older or something. But I do. I want to say thank you all. Thank y'all, first off, for inviting me to come down here. Then again, I can't say enough how much I appreciate Dodge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Gary said he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dodge. I certainly wouldn't be
That's
here
right.
if it wasn't for Dodge. You know, Dad was one of the first 3 people here and office up on the hill
Yeah.
in the old Landry Jackson Inn up there. And I was here when they put the first shovel in the ground, and that's why I'm here. Well, I would not be probably in Hawkins County if it wasn't for Dodge.
I didn't know that, Mark.
Really?
I did not know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Dad was plant superintendent when it first opened up.
For many years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Couldn't be plant manager because he didn't have a degree. It was required to have a degree at that time, but he worked at Dodge in Mishawaka for lots and lots and lots of years
Okay.
before he came here.
So he transferred down here?
Yeah, they moved us down here when I was in the 8th grade. Yeah,
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't be here with.
that's right, that is right.
Bonky was actually my dad's supervisor, and tried his best to get him to become a supervisor,
Right.
and Dad never would do it,
Right,
so.
right.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
our dads were big buddies.
Yep.
That's,
Awesome. Very awesome. There's a little bit of that history, Mark, that a couple details you mentioned that I didn't know, so it's good.
Well,
I didn't know
can
he
tell
was
you a lot.
I bet, yeah.
I can tell you a lot. And we just lived over here in West Hills, our backyard and the Dodge property adjoined. So, I mean, we could just walk across the field, and I had to giggle when I came in this morning and had to sign in and get your temperature checked and all that kind of stuff, because back in the day, I'd just walk in and say, I'm going to see Dad. Okay. Just go on by. And,
security stepped up a little bit.
yeah, security stepped up a little bit, but he loved this place, and I love Hawkins County, so I'm glad he brought us here. I wasn't too keen on it when we first moved, but got used to it, and now it's definitely home.
It's great.